Nikola Jokic's poetry in motion, and every time he steps onto a basketball court, the game bends itself around him as if it has been waiting for him all along. Well, stop me if you have heard this before, but Nikola Jokic just delivered another monster performance, and once again, fans, analysts, and even doubters are scrambling to process what he continues to do on a nightly basis. People shake their heads, people laugh in disbelief, and people try to come up with new words that might do justice to what he is, but the truth is simple. There is only one Nikola Jokic, and there may never be another. Now I know what you are thinking. Yes, but the Sacramento Kings stink. Yes, but they have no chance against Denver. Yes, but they always collapse. And on paper, maybe that makes sense. But the Denver Nuggets actually lost to this very same Sacramento team just a few weeks ago, in a game that shocked plenty of people. In that matchup, Jokic still put up a dazzling stat line with 44 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists with only 2 turnovers. Yet people still said he could have done more because in that game he shot a poultry 16 of 28 from the floor. That is still 57%, but for Jokic, that is apparently average. That is the standard he has set. When Nikola Jokic shoots 57%, some fans call it an off night. Tonight, he returned with a vengeance. He tightened up every detail, every motion, every release. He shot 14 of 16 from the field, which is 88% for anyone struggling with the math. He casually dropped 36 points, grabbed 12 rebounds, and handed out 8 assists. He recorded only 1 turnover, and he even collected 2 steals. And he did all of this in just 29 minutes. He did not need a single second in the fourth quarter. The game was already done, wrapped, finished, signed by Jokic, and delivered to the Nuggets bench. It was one more reminder that this man plays basketball at an efficiency level that almost feels unreal. People spent the previous night praising Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for not needing to play the fourth quarter because he had put the game away early. They talked about his pace, his rhythm, his scoring. Yet when Jokic does it, there is a different aura, a different expectation. A sense that maybe we are not watching a normal superstar, but something else entirely. Something that bends reality in quiet, subtle ways. Nothing he does looks forced. Nothing looks rushed. Nothing looks desperate. It all looks like something a grandmaster does with one hand behind his back. He sees everything before it happens. He hears the rhythm of the game, as if it were a musical score written for him alone, watching. Nikola Jokic play basketball is like watching a river flow downhill. It is unstoppable, yet peaceful. Powerful, yet effortless. He does not jump the highest. He does not move the fastest. Yet in moments he becomes the most dominant force on the court. Defenders crowd him. Bodies pack the paint. Hands swipe at the ball. Arms try to push him off balance. But Jokic simply reads every inch of the space around him and then picks the perfect choice. A soft push shot, a one-handed floater, a high-arcing pass that seems to hang in the air until the exact second a teammate arrives to catch it. He plays basketball as if the universe whispers the solutions into his ear, and maybe that is why defenders appear helpless. They say it in post-game interviews all the time. He is too big, he is too smart, he is too strong, and he is too patient. Most stars in the NBA rely on burst and power and explosion. Jokic relies on feel. He relies on intuition. He relies on angles and footwork and timing that cannot be taught because it does not exist in a textbook. It exists only in the mind of Nikola Jokic. The Kings entered the game knowing exactly what they needed to stop. They knew he would operate out of the post. They knew he would find cutters. They knew he would run the offense like a point guard in a giant body. They knew he would test their discipline. Yet knowing something and stopping something are two entirely different things. And against Jokic, even preparation can feel pointless. The moment he catches the ball on the block, the game slows down. Defenders freeze. Teammates sharpen their focus. Spectators lean forward. The arena becomes a stage and Jokic becomes the central character. He pivots. He turns. He fakes. He lifts the ball above his head. He lets defenders commit. Only when they extend too far does he unleash one of those soft, feathery shots that kiss the backboard or drop straight through the net. No celebration, No chest beating. No theatrics. He simply runs back on defense as if this is the most normal thing in the world. And in truth, for Nikola Jokic, it probably is. That is what makes him so special. He is an anomaly packaged inside a quiet, unassuming frame. He does not scream. He does not flex. He does not pound his chest after hitting big shots. Instead, he jogs back smiling softly, or not smiling at all. Because for him, this is just basketball. This is what he does. This is what he loves. And he plays it better than anyone else on the planet. As tonight unfolded, fans began to feel that familiar mix of awe and confusion. How can someone so calm dominate a game this thoroughly? How does someone make basketball look so simple when it is clearly so difficult? The answer is that Jokic does not overpower the game. He partners with it. He moves with it. He listens to its rhythms and plays to its natural pace rather than forcing his own. There was a moment in tonight's game that captures all of this perfectly. Jokic caught the ball at the top of the key with a defender creeping up to challenge him. A cutter flashed behind the defense. Most players would hesitate. Most players would see the cutter half a second too late. Most players would not even attempt the pass. But Jokic saw the play 2 beats before anyone else. He did not even look at his teammate. He simply flicked the ball with his wrist, a soft, accurate dart that traveled past the defenders and arrived gently into the hands of his teammate for an easy layup. The crowd gasped. The Kings looked at each other in frustration. Jokic just jogged back on defense. That is art. That is mastery. That is basketball rewritten. As the game continued, Jokic piled on more moments like that. A quick spin move into a layup. A one-handed pass over his shoulder. A step-back shot with perfect touch. Nothing flashy. Nothing wild. Just pure understanding of the game. He is the kind of player who makes the difficult look ordinary and the extraordinary look routine. Some people try to compare him to legends from the past. They mention Magic Johnson, Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, Arvydas Sabonis. They say he combines vision with size, with footwork, with passing. But even those comparisons fall short because Jokic is not a mix of others. He is something singular. Something entirely his own. A new blueprint for what a center can be. He is also the heart of the Denver Nuggets. Every teammate plays better next to him because his presence opens the floor like a blooming flower. Shooters get cleaner looks. Cutters find better lanes. Role players suddenly become impactful contributors because Jokic finds them in moments when their confidence rises. Watching him lead the team is like watching a conductor guide an orchestra. Every sound fits. Every moment flows. Tonight the Kings tried zone. They tried pressure. They tried doubling him early. They tried doubling him late. None of it mattered because the ball always found the right path. That is what happens when you face a player who sees the court differently than anyone else. And perhaps the most surreal part of it all is that he makes every teammate feel included. He could score 40 every night if he wanted to. He could hunt stats. He could chase numbers, but he never does. He plays to win and nothing else. He plays for purpose, not applause. And that purity is what elevates him even further. When he finished the night with 36 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists in under 30 minutes, it felt almost casual. Fans did not explode in shock. They nodded. They smiled. They said to themselves, of course he did that. Because this is Nikola Jokic, the man who makes the remarkable feel expected. The man who turns dominance into routine. The man who plays the game the same way a poet writes verses, with fluidity and beauty and rhythm. He is poetry in motion because the game flows through him like language. Every movement is a sentence. Every pass is a phrase. Every shot is a final line punctuating the story he is telling. And every game becomes a chapter in a larger tale of brilliance. As the camera zoomed in on him sitting on the bench in the fourth quarter, you could see how calm he was. No sweat dripping down his face. No exhaustion weighing on his posture. Just a quiet giant watching his teammates finish what he started. And you realize that for him, greatness is not a performance. It is a state of being. Nikola Jokic is basketball distilled into its purest form.